promising yesterday morning when we had the US market opening after the death of Osama bin Laden over the weekend, and it looked like those markets were going to rally. All petered out a little bit yesterday afternoon though.
Damn, yeah, that was a bit disappointing. I don't know, I mean, the stuff about the rally, obviously, you know, there are always events that happen in global politics, and we've had plenty of them this year. And it always seems that people are inclined to kind of wonder about the market consequences of that. And it ranges from the Middle East stuff, the tsunami, you know, the royal wedding, the bin Laden thing. But in truth, these are not ultimately market moving issues. I mean, in time, I guess if the Osama bin Laden killing results in a sort of a subsiding of tensions in the Middle East, then that could be seen as a net positive, but it's probably naive in the extreme to expect that, you know, everything is going to clear now and that everybody's going to feel jolly about the state of the world. So it sort of ran out of gas.
Don't markets to some extent thrive on some of these tensions that build up globally? Because we've seen tensions in the Middle East really being brushed aside, if anything, boosting commodity prices.
Look, the long-term game is earnings. So if you look at a company which is a major market constituent like General Electric, they sell, you know, desalination machines into the Middle East. They are building power stations in Pakistan. They are selling aircraft engines, which, you know, depend on global travel, which is a function of aircraft and airline security. So people look at a stock like GE, it trades at $20 a share in New York, and they say, well, what does the year 2020 look like on account of these developments in global politics? So on balance, that positivity, you know, waxes and wanes and it comes out in the share price. But it kind of sometimes is only felt, I think, after a couple of months. You know, clearly in the late 1990s, it felt like the end of history. Everything was kind of falling into place. Then we had 9/11 and the whole world shifted, and the euphoria about the collapsing of the Berlin Wall was suddenly supplanted with this new geopolitical reality and the clash of religions and all that nonsense. So I guess now, where are we a decade later? Is it feeling like things are a little bit more settled? Maybe it puts the, you know, Arab Spring in a different light as well. I don't know. You know, we'll have to wait and see. It's like that famous Chinese comment about the French Revolution when asked, you know, what does the Chinese view of the French Revolution? The guy said, well, it's a little bit early to tell. You know, maybe in time we'll see what this means, but for the moment it's all still rather murky.
Well, you mentioned the royal wedding, so you clearly want to chat about it. So maybe not market moving, but though we did have Alexander McQueen's house designing that wedding dress. That's owned by a luxury goods group in France, and this could boost wedding dress sales around the globe.
What an insight. Now, you know, I've decided my usual shtick is to be contrarian and say horrible things about everybody. So I've decided from now onwards I'm going to be strictly conventional. I feel that the royal wedding was fabulous. I really loved it.
Wasn't good for the markets though, because everybody was so busy glued to the wedding.
See, there you go, being you like negative again. The royal wedding was fabulous. It's going to be great for the monarchy. I'm sure everybody's visiting London. What more can you say?
Sage of Omaha having his AGM, Berkshire Hathaway, that's winding up at this stage. Is this a market moving event?
Well, look, the old me would have said that this is an utterly useless event and that people that pay money to fly around the world and go and listen to that must have rocks in their heads because you can watch it on TV. But the new non-contrarian me says, oh, it's a wonderful event. You know, Warren is a marvelous capitalist and he's done so much. And everybody loves getting together and listening to him and Charlie Munger wax lyrical about how it is that they're going about their investment affairs. Obviously, the David Sokol affair, you know, his assistant that dropped a clanger by getting involved with trading of Lubrizol shares beforehand, that was a bit of a negative. The only funny joke I've heard about the Sokol affair is that David Lubrizoiled himself in the process. But, you know, I don't know whether that's cast a pall over the whole event, but as far as it goes, it looks as though it's kind of come and gone, totally supplanted by the bin Laden affair. So I think minimal press coverage for them this year.
But like the royal wedding, good for tourism properly, so putting Omaha onto the map and lots of tourists flocking to Nebraska.
I like this. You see, I'm going to start asking the questions from now on, and you can take the positive line. You're right. Who else would go and visit that place? Apparently, it's totally lost.
Had you ever heard of it before?
Omaha, Nebraska has definitely been put on the map by Warren Buffett. There's no question. He's a legend.